You know, I've been waiting more than 100 years for that Iceman to bring me ice for my ice box. I don't think he's coming. So I gave up and I got an AI-250W ice maker by NewAir. Hi, you're watching Big Lou Barbecue and other things I want to do. I'm Big Lou, and what I want to do today is do a review of the NewAir AI-250W portable ice maker. In fact, you can hear my dogs drinking some water in the background. I just dropped some of the ice into their water bowl and they're enjoying it, all right? It's kind of a funny story of how I acquired this. So let me tell you the story and then we'll get to an unboxing and I'll tell you about it and then we'll come back and I'll tell you my thoughts on it, okay? I got contacted by a company called NewAir. YouTubers with a certain amount of subscribers get contacted by product manufacturers a lot to review things, and we turn most of them down. But I'd never heard of NewAir, so I went to their website, and I know that my wife had been thinking about getting an air fryer. We don't have an air fryer. I've never used an air fryer before. So I went to their website, and they started out making air conditioners, and they make small refrigerator appliances, you know, for like offices and dorm rooms and classrooms and things like that. And they make, you know, even have a portable clothes dryer. I thought that thing was pretty cool. But they make portable countertop ice makers like this one, and they make air fryers. So I told my wife, I said, they make ice makers and air fryers. And she says, well, what product will you be reviewing? I said, I don't know. I need to contact the guy back. She says, well, maybe it's an air fryer. And I said, well, maybe it's an ice maker. And she says, well, maybe it's an air fryer. And I said, well, I would rather make ice than fry air. She didn't think that was as funny. Actually, I'd kind of like to have an air fryer. So I emailed the fella back, and he said it would be an air fryer. And I said, okay, I've got a cooking channel. I'll do a review on an air fryer. We don't have one. I'll take it. And so they said they would send me an air fryer. Well, the thing arrived last Friday. This is the following Friday. And I saw the box on the porch, and I said, that's too big to be an air fryer. It looked a little too big to be an air fryer. I thought it was a mighty big air fryer. And, you know, it wasn't a huge box, but it was bigger than an air fryer box ought to be, in my opinion. And so I walked up to it, and lo and behold, it was this NewAir AI-250W ice maker. And I was like, pleasantly surprised. I'm like, it's an ice maker, because I need an ice maker. I'm going to tell you why I need an ice maker, and I'll give you some reasons why you might want one. But I need an ice maker. So my wife said, well, that's got to be a mistake. I said, yes, it does. So I emailed the fella, and he emailed me back on Monday morning, because this was late Friday afternoon. And he said, yes, it's a mistake. And he was very apologetic. And he said he needed to talk to some, you know, higher ups about the return process and everything. And so I emailed him back and I said, well, can I just do a review on the ice maker? I would love to have the ice maker because I need an ice maker. And he said, that would actually be easier than returning it. Would you do a review on the ice maker? I said, well, sure. All right. So this is that review, all right? Now, I'm not getting paid by NewAir. I don't get any money from NewAir. I'm not an affiliate with NewAir. However, there will be a link below that if you want an ice maker like this, if you go to that link through my link, I don't get any money off of it, but you can save 20%. You can save 20% by using the link down below. All right, so anyway, I got the ice maker. My wife was like, I wanted an air fryer. I'm like, but baby, we need an ice maker. Here's why. We've got the ice maker in our freezer. I go fishing in my backyard. I have a pond in my backyard. So nowadays when I fish, I go to my backyard and fish in my pond. I don't go somewhere to fish anymore. I go to my backyard. But I live in the country. And so if I'm going to put the fish that I catch out of my pond in my cooler, I dump the ice out of my freezer, and that might be enough for a few fish, but not if I'm going to catch a lot. If I'm only catching a few for dinner, that's enough. But when I do that, it takes all day for the one in my freezer to get more ice that's usable. Enough, you know, it takes almost all day. Most of the time when I go fishing in my pond, I got to drive 7 miles to the nearest convenience store because I live in the country, get some ice from my cooler. In fact, I've got some fishing videos where I dump ice from the convenience store. It's 7 miles down the road, 7 miles back. So I got to make a 14-mile round trip to fish in my backyard. So I've been thinking about getting an ice maker that makes ice faster than the one in my freezer. And this one has been doing a good job of it this week. All right, so let me show you the unboxing, and I'll show you how it works, and I'll come back and talk to you about it in just a few minutes. Anyway, thanks for watching Big Lou Barbecue. All right, looking at this from the top, I've already cut the tape open, spared you that. I had to peek at it earlier. And this is how it comes packed. There's the instructions. It says it makes 49 pounds of ice. Now I want to tell you that on the website it says 50, but that doesn't matter a whole lot because 49 pounds, 50 pounds, you know, I learned in school that a pint's a pound a world around. So that means a gallon of water is 8 pounds, right? So this thing will use make over 6 gallons of water into ice a day. All right, well, I'll speed up and voice over the unpacking. You can see that it's packed with decent materials. It's got 2 thick styrofoam pieces on the side to keep it from moving around in the box. And I had to dump the box upside down just to slide it out. But it was packed very well and very sturdy. And it's got to protect the finish on it, it's got plastic bags around it. Pretty much standard packing, but it's packed well, you know. I've had it now for 5 days. I've been using it, and I've got my freezer full of ice, and I got to tell you, man, I really, really do enjoy having it. All right, that's the drain plug on the back, so you can drain the water out of it. It's got a long extension cord, and it's fairly light. You can lift it with one hand. So let's take a deeper look at it. All right, so let's open this up. And right here, you've got a bin, a basket, a reservoir, a hopper, whatever you want to call that. I'll look in the instructions and tell you what it's officially called. But there's an ice scoop that comes with it. And the ice scoop can go on that side or that side. Doesn't matter. All right. Right here, can you see down in there, there's these little, looks like it's got 9 of them. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's got 5 in the front and 4 in the back, so 9 of them. It's going to make 9 bullet-shaped ice cubes or ice pieces. They stick down in the water, and they glue that, and then it blows the ice cubes off of it, so they're going to have a little hole in the bottom. They're going to be bullet-shaped ice cubes, and then it puts it down in the hopper. You take it out, dump it into your reservoir, whatever you're keeping it in, a bag or whatever. Put it back in there, and it's supposed to make this about every 6 to 8 minutes. So, like I said, the scoop goes on either side. Right-handed, left-handed, your preference. I can't wait to use it. So I'm gonna read the instructions, and we're gonna run a cycle. Okay, I read the instructions. You're supposed to clean it all out. I wiped it all out, and I took this out and I washed it with under the sink with hot soapy water, wiped everything out real well, and cleaned it according to the instructions. Now we'll pour in some filtered tap water. That's good enough for me. And most of the ice I make in this is primarily gonna be for storage in my freezer and use in coolers. So hopefully that's enough to get started and run a cycle. I'm going to shut this now. Does it stay open or does it stay closed? I don't remember. I guess I'm going to leave it closed like that. The power button is on here. And we're going to turn it on. Blue lights come on. Okay, I went ahead and added some water right through the basket while it was right after it started to go ahead and fill it up to the bottom of the basket line. I was kind of unsure about that. But it's making, and you can kind of see it just kind of freezing in there. And you can already see the ice cubes forming around the thing. It says that the first batch may have a funny smell to it or taste to it, and to throw that away. But I'm not planning to use these for drinks anyway. I'm planning to use it for storage in my freezer to put in coolers and stuff. So I may keep it. We'll just see how bad that smells. But it's making, you can hear it. It doesn't make a lot of noise, but it makes a little bit. But it's not irritating or anything. And I think I'm really going to enjoy having this ice maker. Okay, it's only been a few minutes, and you can see the ice crystals are forming inside there. Let me zoom in a little bit. And you can see it just freezing around those posts like that. That's pretty cool. I've never actually watched ice get made that fast before, ever. Okay, we're shining a light in there now, and you can see that those ice crystals are forming around those rods, and it should be dumping them out in just a little bit. The first 9 cubes take longer than the others, what it says. It should be 5 to 8 minutes depending on ambient temperature and the temperature of the water you started with and stuff like that, but 5 to 8 minutes to make 1 round, which should be 9 of these bullet-shaped cubes. It started to move. and make noises. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. They all released, all of them are released. It said now, they're not all real big on the first cycle, but then they all get to one side. And this thing just scoops them up and into the basket. By the way, I read the instructions, it's called a basket. And it fills again, and we go to the next cycle. Okay, I've really been impressed with it. I have run it for 2 hours each night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night. And I've run it for 1 hour every morning, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday morning. And I'm about to run it a little bit more here on Friday morning. Okay, I've got more than half a dozen bags of ice stored up in my freezer. Now, it's not really designed to be an industrial strength ice maker. It's a residential ice maker, but it's done what I've needed it to do this week with very little effort. I just put the water in, let it run, dump them into a gallon-sized Ziploc bag. This basket, which comes up fairly easy, fills up a little more than half of a gallon-sized Ziploc bag, so 2 cycles, and then it fills up the gallon-sized Ziploc bag, and there's a few more ice cubes left over to start another bag with, or put in your drink, or whatever you want. I'm very pleased with it. It's not a freezer. This is just well insulated like a cooler. The ice sits here. When it melts, it drips back down into the reservoir down there, and it makes more ice cubes. Makes 9 ice cubes every 5 minutes. That's a lot faster than the one in my freezer. Another good use for this that we're going to have is my wife has this big glass jar with a spout on the bottom, and she'll fill it up with lemonade or iced tea or something like that during the summer. And the kids, if my son has friends over or something, they come in and they just pour the iced tea out. Well, that thing takes up the entire bin in my freezer, and then it takes all day for my freezer to make more ice. This is a lot more convenient, a lot faster, and it's allowed me to store some ice this week. You may want it for parties. You may want it to put behind maybe a bar that you might have in your house. You may want it for RV camping. You may want it for a boat. I don't know, but if you do want it, I've got a link down below. You can save 20% on it. Look, one more thing I want to show you. Look at this cord. It's 5 foot long. Yeah, you may need an extension cord if you're running it out on your deck or something, but it certainly makes it convenient. A lot of countertop appliances only have a very short cord, and you can certainly move this to where you need to move it quite easily and put it in whatever room you need to put it in. So I've been very, very pleased with it so far. I can't thank NewAir enough for sending it to me, even though it was by mistake. Hey, the NewAir AI-250W ice maker, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to NewAir. And I can't compare it to other ice makers. I've never had one before, but I'm pleased as punch to have it. Thank you for watching Big Lou Barbecue.